The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?
That shit is getting jammed down our throats, though. Is gambling and sports betting.
And it's so weird how young it starts, too. Well, you can start gambling at 18. You can't drink until you're 21, but you can gamble your life savings at 18. Which it's not like you have much life savings at 18, but it's still crazy.
If you want to take the chance and pay your whole tuition, If you want to take the chance and pay your whole tuition, I'm totally for that. You know, gamble.
Let's gamble. Let's go downstairs right now and play some pool.
Yo, $5 grand.
Dude, it was so funny when we were playing. There was a guy that was like, "You want to put $500 down?"
Preston was like, "Yo, right now, let's go."
And he was like, "I don't have anything. I don't know."
Really?
Yeah. And it was like,
He wasn't serious, even though he just came up and said that.
yeah, dude, it was so naughty.
Welcome to the Op. Be sure to check out Oruga's shop. We make shirts and hoodies that are comfortable and stylish. Follow @ShopOruga and visit orugastore.com. That is ORUGA store.com. Beat produced by Saipuda. Check him out at saipudabeats.com.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Tell me why.
Welcome back, lovely listeners of the Oruga Podcast.
So, if you listen to the Oruga Podcast, you have the potential of being a 1%er. Just kidding, sorry.
Crazy.
Oh, gosh. Dude, I want to go back to our conversation that, we did a recording and it didn't go through, but, I want to go back to the conversation of, how, the alien topic. Like, what's going on and, the government hearings and how, have you seen any of the government hearing videos of, I forget what that commander or whatever military guy is.
Just a guy that was designated to, address the public.
Right.
Yeah.
And isn't it so weird that there has to be one guy who is the...
There can't be, a council.
Right.
There should be a council or, some bullshit like that. We have a Supreme Court of judges.
I want 20 people saying that they saw aliens. I don't need one dude saying that he saw aliens. No matter how...
And it's not a direct answer most of the time. If you have a council, you can have all one agreed upon answer.
Or a range of answers. Individuals saying their take on it.
Because when it's just one guy...
It's potentially, there could be aliens.
When it's one guy, everything that he says gets broken down so much that it probably is overanalyzed.
What if there was 20 people, but now there's no more, and they've all been erased?
It could be. It
Men
could
in
be.
Black operation.
Yeah, it's probably why while he's doing that interview, he's shaking in his boots because he knows that the government agents are about to assassinate him and his wife.
Is he wired at that time, or has an earpiece?
His whole house was probably bugged or some crap.
What do you mean by that?
Every government agent's definitely bugged. I don't know.
I don't think they even have to bug houses anymore. I think these things that I hold in my hand and I put in my pocket fucking know everything about me. I think they don't even need to bug homes anymore, I'm sure.
You want to hear some crazy shit?
Tell me.
Talking about phones being bugged.
Mm-hmm.
I was being recorded by my girlfriend putting on, that CP company, balaclava thing?
Yeah, of course.
I was putting that shit on and just, wearing it for fun.
Yeah.
And, fucking around.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, getting a Snapchat of me. And zooming in on me fucking around with it on my head.
Sure.
And then she's scrolling on Instagram, and then the next ad she gets is CP company.
That's crazy.
And I was like, they're either listening to us or they saw it.
Yeah.
And that's so crazy how a little segment of a video clip on your phone could be transferred into data. that companies use.
Yeah. It's so true, dude.
We're only going to understand it once they start labeling it as AI marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already there, but if you put AI
shit
in
that
there,
knows us more than we know ourselves.
That would be $1 billion company, like AI marketing, and it's just using regular data, but just run it through a program. It's
almost like
AI. You know you're talking about Facebook right now, right? That is literally what Facebook does.
Advertising on an algorithm.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is that we didn't sign a fucking disclosure for my iPhone to listen to me 24/7. I never did.
Sure?
You know what? If they
we
did,
never read the fine print.
I never read the 15 fucking page thing that I have to scroll through. That is bullshit.
You just see
that is such
blue
bullshit.
You need to get a lawyer. You need to hire a lawyer. You need to sit him down and take out your phone and go through the non-disclosure, then write your own and take it to Apple.
I'm running for presidency in 2056 when I do that.
Whenever we're old enough and allowed. It could be 2036 or 2040.
I want to do it when I'm in my 50s.
Who knows? Maybe at that point in the future, we need young presidents. We don't need these old fucks.
I don't know, man. Like, I think that I would have a degree of, like, wisdom at that point.
At least nobody that's 80 years old.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
We don't need that in the office at 2040.
No, we don't need a dude that has to take a blue pill to fuck his wife.
Hey, yo. Why do you think there aren't any, like, super young, like, 27-year-olds trying to be president? I mean, I'm sure there are people trying, but, like, you don't really see them break news.
You have to be 35, right?
Is that true?
I can't 35? Believe you. Are you an American?
Barely. I'm barely American. I just got my Social Security card yesterday.
JFK was the youngest.
It was like 38 or something like that, 40s?
38 or something like that.
That's cringe. So there's no way to have, like, for really young people. I feel like there's still a generational gap for the next, like, 10 years.
No one can really breach into the political space unless they're
older.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And the youngest president that we ever had tried to take out the FBI and CIA. The FBI and CIA has a vested interest in keeping those old fucks that are sedated and that they can be their ear. So they can they can guide those old fucking presidents into bad decisions.
It's like the old dogs with Stockholm syndrome, and they just keep returning
back to their abuser.
Yeah, back to their
That's
abuser.
So sad.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah. I would agree with you.
But off topic, do you think every tamed animal or like domestic, even dogs or cats, do you think they all have a form of Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah, I think my cat would never be able to be okay with like another owner. No matter how, like, obviously I love my cat and I treat her very well. But like if I treated her like a piece of shit, I'm sure she would still come back.
That's crazy.
I would think so, because you see all those like bad animal owners, and it's not like their dogs are running away 24/7. You know, it's like what do those animals know better?
Yeah, I think they have a general idea that like all humans are bad once you're treated like crap. So they're like, oh, why would I go to this person? He's gonna be just as bad. But then when like my dog's a rescue dog, so I feel like my dog now, when she's met my family and she's interacted with us and realized that we're good people, that okay, I can open up, I can be more comfortable. This is my new home.
Yeah.
Comparative to before.
Have you ever had like a shelter animal?
I'd like to say my dog is, but like my dog got shot with a shotgun and like still has shells in his body, so it's been through something. You know, it's something crazy.
Jesus.
So
how did you acquire that dog?
Is it the shelter where you adopt dogs?
Yeah, they're all in a cage.
Yeah, we did go to the shelter and get a dog,
Yeah, like the alternative is me going to a breeder, and that breeder has a litter, and that litter I pick from the litter, and then I get fresh from the womb.
That's like legitimate. What about pet stored animals?
What? How did they get those animals?
I think that's a form of shelter as well.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a form of shelter. I don't think they just
puppies though. candy.
Yeah, but I think that's still a form of shelter because they don't do the breeding. It's not like they fine-tuned that breed and be like, we picked the father and the mother, and now these are the
We
puppies.
sell Labradoodle retrievers with this gene, gene.
Exactly. I think that's more haphazard.
I see.
Like, and there's a shelter in Cincinnati. I think they're OPCA or some acronym like that. And that's
ASPCA.
What was it?
ASPCA.
Yeah, it possibly could be that acronym. And that's where I got my cat. And honestly, like the whole situation was really cool. Like it was like a really well-funded shelter, but no matter how well-funded those shelters are, it's still not really a good environment for those animals.
Right.
They still seem kind of shell-shocked. Like they seem like buggy and like really anxious. Like when I first got my cat, she was absolutely crazy and did not trust. Like me and Nolan lived together when I got her, and she did not trust either of us, did she? I mean, like I couldn't.
She was always hiding behind like the futon, and we could never pet her.
Dude, never could pet her, right?
Yeah.
Now I can pet her and I can pick her up. I can do whatever.
No, she wants.
She's outside, actually. I need to bring her inside.
Yo.
I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious. Yeah, could you scoot in?
Preston's out here trying to make Chinese food with his cat. It's like 300 degrees
Why
outside.
are you being racist?
Actually,
Oh no! That is racist.
oh my god! I didn't even realize what you said. You're such an asshole.
Looking for comfortable. Looking for comfortable and stylish apparel? Something right up your alley? Oruga has a collection for you. Monochrome features sleek black and white designs. The Workweek and Thermal features pops of vibrant color. Check out orugastore.com for unique styles and streetwear.
No. Okay, let me calm down. Nigerian food. They eat cats and dogs in Nigeria.
And where are you from?
My dad's from Nigeria,
Okay.
so it's okay. There we go.
You always touch
Jesus.
that. You always touch that race line. Why is that, Kahaya? Do you feel racist deep down? Do you feel like a white man from the
feel like-
KKK?
I feel like I know so many like people of different cultures,
Sure.
and then like I make jokes with them all the time, and then sometimes I make those jokes on podcasts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like a public recording that could condemn you?
Yeah, I do that. It's really bad. Maybe I should
Yeah.
stop making those jokes with those friends.
Yeah, maybe.
I wouldn't.
That's a possibility.
Subconsciously make racist jokes.
We were playing pool maybe an hour ago, and you said something out loud that I won't repeat right now, or I would ever repeat. Let's put it
I had
that
a little
way.
rage moment.
Yeah, because I was kicking your ass in pool. I was busting your fucking
I was
ass in
just
pool.
practicing. You know, Preston was like try hard. He was sweating. His hair was getting all wet.
Yeah. Okay.
Even the pool table was getting droplets of sweat on it.
For sure. Every time I put my hand down, you see the impression of my hand sweat. But when those people came in to they were doing a film set in the room that we were playing pool, and like some of those people were like, "Damn, you're doing good." As I was
And then when I hit it, it's just silence.
That's so funny. No reaction.
It's like they just looked away when I was playing.
And he, like, one guy was like, "Man, the pressure's on." I hit it in. He's like, "I guess the pressure's not on." So funny. Oh god.
Jesus.
Yeah. I want to go back to the topic.
You guys didn't have to sign anything though? They just walked in and just started. Is it because it's a public space?
Dude, they fucking started recording us playing pool, and I was about to say, like, hey, maybe you should ask me if I want to be on a recording, if I want to be on film. Like,
But you were nice about it.
I was nice about it. What I said to the person who was like, or I guess like the group that was filming, I was like, I guess I'm about to be stock footage, huh? And they all were like bug-eyed, and they were like, we're just gonna keep filming. And the funny thing is, like, I even asked him, I was like, do you want us to stop playing because of audio? Are you capturing audio because we're hitting balls together? You know, like, we're doing all that stuff, and he was like, oh, no, keep playing, you're fine.
You should have done, like, some off-the-wall shit, and then after it said, you should include this in your little documentary.
We should have included you hitting the white ball all the way off the table. He hit the white ball, and he was, like, dribbling it like it was a fucking basketball, bro.
Like, be sure to include that.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. It was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just, you know, because I'm so good at the game, I can make impressive shots where the ball comes off of the table, you know?
I know, such powerful shots.
I don't think Preston could ever hit a ball over a ball to score it in.
Bro, I did a double bounce. I hit the white ball into a ball. That ball hit a wall and then went into a pocket. And I was like, fucking feeling it. I literally felt like I could be in a pool tournament.
Dude, when you are playing pool though, and you make 2, that like in one hit, it is such a satisfying feeling.
And then you look around, you're like, I did that shit. Did you? I meant to do that shit too. That's the.
Dude, Preston was going crazy. He'd like, in one turn, like he'd hit one ball in, then another one, then the third one. Almost a fourth one, and it's like the ball, you hit it, and the next shot be perfectly lined up.
I know,
just don't know how
it always
it's possible.
Yeah, it always happens to end up like that.
Dude, it's because I plan it now. I
No,
literally,
no,
yes,
no way. There's no way.
I plan every fucking shot, bro. I literally I'm planning to hit the ball into the pocket, but then I'm also planning where is that white ball going. Oh, yeah, bro. You look at me with that discontent. No, you fucking don't. But
That's
I beat
crazy.
you 4-0, bro. 4-0.
He's on some Pokemon stuff right now, trying to like speculate when to power up. And like, is he going to use Protect this turn? All right, that's a good time to power up. And use, Hyper Beam.
Literally.
In 5 years, we're all just gonna be pool masters, fucking raking it in.
Let's talk about the headquarters, bro. If this podcast actually becomes
At minimum,
fucking something,
there's gonna be a pool table.
Pool table, half court, basketball.
That's crazy.
For sure. I want an indoor basketball.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be full court. No. Half court is just as operational.
Because, like, imagine you have some guests, all right, and you got some athletes or, like, whatever, and you're just like, yo, bro, you seem a little tense before this podcast. Let's do something just to warm you up, just for you to feel comfortable. And to kick somebody's ass in basketball probably. Hey!
That's crazy. Yeah, put an indoor track in there.
Indoor track.
Indoor track.
That'll calm the nerves before
Put some hurdles.
we host the episode.
Dude, I want, what are those? Sensory deprivation tanks? I want a sensory deprivation tank so bad. Stop.
Oh, in the
in the studio.
That's crazy.
I want to
stop. You gotta stop.
Bro.
Somebody stop him.
Do you even know what
unsubscribe now?
Do you even know what a sensory deprivation tank is?
I heard Joe Rogan, talking about it. Number one podcaster.
Uh-huh.
And it's like water's in there, and you lay down, and close your eyes, and you count your sheep, and then you go crazy.
Man, you are like the worst salesman of sensory deprivation tanks. I would never have you as a salesman for one.
My bad.
But look, I mean, like it's.
Is it pitch black?
You go into this like pod, and you know how in the Dead Sea you can float because there's so much salt in the water. Mm-hmm. And in these sensory deprivation tanks, you put salt with the water, and so you float. So the reason why the name of it, sensory deprivation. So you have no senses besides you floating and you're in a pod. Mm-hmm. And it's just like a good meditative kind of activity, let's put it that way.
Wonder if you could have music in there.
Take away from it, wouldn't it? The sound?
You could probably... you know those shaman things I have?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like the...
the throat singing.
What?
Yeah.
Just feeling your whole body
Dude,
quake.
when we went to Virginia last year and we were driving back, I was just playing like hours of everything.
That's crazy.
I don't know how you didn't fall asleep.
Dude, I was wide awake thinking about my future. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like,
Some Himalayan.
dude,
Some
that shit
really
is...
yachty stuff.
It's some shaman stuff. It's some shaman fire mix,
crazy.
bro. It's so good. I won't even play it so you guys won't click off the podcast because it's an acquired taste. That's for damn sure. But
Do you
I
believe
love
in
it.
voodoo?
I mean, as much as I don't know. Do you believe
No,
in voodoo?
I don't believe in it.
Okay, what's your hate on it? Do you even know where voodoo comes from?
What, Haiti or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. Good job.
What about that stuff where if they get like a part of your DNA, like your hair, your blood,
Right.
or saliva, and then put it on, I guess, a doll or something,
Ooh.
or attach it to something? I
think
don't know.
that's the same
like
type of
bind
thing.
it.
Mm-hmm. It's a voodoo doll. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
That shit always tripped me out.
it's always got a negative connotation
Yeah.
too, because you always like when I picture a voodoo doll, I also picture a woman like stabbing it a million times.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a
Throwing it
needle.
in a thing of fire.
Yeah, and then you see the guy who is attached to that voodoo doll.
I'm sure if that was real, there'd be a lot of cases of that happening.
Yeah, your voodoo doll would be like, say racist shit, say racist shit.
I can't believe in voodoo just because, you know, my parents are from Africa, and I asked them about it. Like, I was like, Mom, Dad, tell me about the witch doctors and the traditional medicine that you guys have in Africa.
Right.
And they're like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of voodoo until I came to America, which is pretty crazy. to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Especially,
but it's because it's a Haitian thing,
I have no clue.
right? I
I
feel like
assume
it's a
so.
Haitian thing.
But even when I looked up like one of the most powerful voodoo magicians or whatever, black magician in Haiti, like it didn't. I saw his Wikipedia page, but it didn't say he was a real person. It was a myth. It was like
The person, the founder? Are you
not
talking
even
like
the
some
founder,
Jesus?
just like a profound voodoo magician, or
Okay.
dark magician.
Like Merlin? Is that
Type
what you're about
shit,
to?
yeah.
Yeah, like the founder, but we don't really know who he is.
It's not really. I mean, Merlin didn't make magic. Like he's not the founder of magic, but
Amen to
he did
that.
magic and he was good at it.
All right.
He
yeah.
did magic and he was good at it. So this guy did voodoo and he was good at it,
But
he's not real.
are you a Merlin expert?
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm
I
not a
definitely
Merlin
don't know
expert.
shit about Merlin. And that's it. It's funny how that's like the only English superhero that they have.
That's pretty sad.
We have Superman and Iron Man over here. They're like, we have Merlin.
I still have it pulled up. It's Papa Legba. Papa Legba.
What's saying? As a Haitian voodoo, Winti and Louisiana voodoo serves as the intermediate between God and humanity. He stands at a spiritual crossroad and gives permission to speak with the spirits of Guinea.
And is believed to speak all human languages in Haiti. He is great.
Stop. You know what this is? This is a fucking medium. Mediums don't exist, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like
These people just are really good salesmen. That's all the like.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not real.
Yeah. Like, have you seen the mediums that sell?
In like South Carolina, that sell your future and stuff.
What's that
for Cali.
Long Island medium?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking whole TV show for it, and they're like, Nolan, have you had somebody die that's
In your
been
family?
close to you? And you're like, no, but I guess I had this guy. Their cousin. You know, it's like they just lead you down a direction that every human being's experienced.
It's pretty crazy.
Not to shit on voodoo. I don't mean to have a voodoo doll made after me, and I'm like,
And we got to be ready.
Visit orugastore.com today and enter the discount code OP15 for 15% off your order on all Oruga merch. Free shipping for orders over $50 is available as well. Thank you.
Have you heard of, there's this one medium that hypnotized people and then would try and get in their memories for when they got abducted by aliens to try and pull back those past memories.
Cool.
Do you believe in that? Like, have you seen those documentaries?
I believe in that as much as I believe that in my past life I was an alien goddess that was fourth dimension and I traveled through the cosmos. Yeah, no, I don't believe in that shit.
I see. Right. That's crazy.
You know what's a fun fact is that when everybody says that in my past life, they were pretty cool in their past life. Why are they not cool now?
That's
yeah. Change. Be the person you want to be.
Be the homeless person in your past life. Why do you have to be successful in your past life?
What if they were cool now and like they're like, in my past life I was just a homeless person on the beach, just a beach bum, and now I'm a multi-million marketing agent. I own a multi-million marketing agency and I have a Bugatti. That'd be crazy.
The only person who talks to me about their past life is a crazy person, so.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was hearing a theory on Hinduism and how, like, you relive your life, or, like, how, you know, like, the concept of being reborn. But then there's also the concept that you could be reliving your life over and over again for eternity until you get your life perfect.
That's crazy. You know, like, the goal is to become a cow, right? In that religion?
No.
What?
Isn't that, like, their sacred animal?
I mean,
a cow?
it's
that's like...
I think, yeah, it's a
goal.
sacred animal, but I don't think their goal is to become a cow. I think their goal is to become... I'm gonna talk out of my ass. I don't know shit about Hinduism. I love it as as a pastime to learn, but my understanding is that everybody should be as close to enlightenment as possible. So, like, the most enlightened being could be Buddha or Muhammad or Jesus Christ. These are, like, the idea of enlightened beings.
Right.
And, you know, my goal, or, like, as a spiritual goal, you should want to be enlightened. Be a person who's humble, but a person who, you know, can use your wisdom wisely.
I see.
And, yeah.
It's crazy. That's deep, bro. It's like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Trying to become, master of all four elements.
How relatable. I can't wait to master them all on my spiritual journey of enlightenment.
You gotta understand the
How the fuck
earth.
did you bring that
gotta
together?
Understand the water, you know what I'm saying?
Fucking
Gotta
nerd
be
alert.
the wind and like flow with that shit, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Fire,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, dog, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta control the flame.
Be as
Burns too
grounded
hot.
as the earth.
Gotta feel it in your toes. You know?
How often do you practice airbending, huh?
I'm more of a water bender myself.
Okay,
When I go into the lake, I make some pretty big waves.
Low key though,
That's
I
it.
think airbending is probably the coolest out of the four elements. Because you could
disagree.
You
Yeah.
could use wind to fly.
Uh-huh.
You can't. I mean, what are you gonna use water to swim your way?
You can make water and then freeze a plate underneath you, and then take the water out
But
of
do
the
you
grass.
control water and then the temperature of the water?
That'd be crazy. That's
I don't think
that.
that. I think that's
Avatar
extending
type
the
of thing.
ability. Because what if I could just change the temperature of the wind? Then I could have hot air and cold air and just fuck around with anyone's day. That's why I think airbending is the best out of the four.
That's because
I don't know
we're
if you
in.
could-
What happens when you scuba dive? You can't use your powers anymore. This is such a. That's a. I don't even.
Why would you need your powers? Would you?
Why? Because you're about to get eaten by a shark? I don't fucking know. You name it, bro.
Take air with him though from the surface,
This is such
and
a.
then make a little water.
I don't
bubble,
even like where
air
this
bubble.
is going. What's the goal of this conversation? Are we about to become airbenders?
Enlightenment. We're going through the steps of enlightenment.
Through airbending.
Yeah, sure.
We're all gonna become the last Avatar.
Yeah.
Preston over here is gonna be a firebender. It's gonna be in the booth spinning bars all day. You know. Fire.
I think I would rather be an earthbender, but I don't
How are
actually
those
care.
powers gonna be useful when you're in a scuba suit?
They're not going to be.
Increases density so you can like implode faster.
I guess, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna pray that I can move carbon around, so I can move every human being and animal around. It's a thought.
Yeah, they didn't think that show all the way through, did they?
I think it's because it's a fucking TV show. They don't need to think that shit through. You know what they got? 3 seasons and plenty of money, so I'm sure they didn't have to think that shit through.
True.
The animals in that show are pretty crazy. Like the flying appa, is that his name?
Yeah,
Like
I
the
always
flying
wanted
bison.
that flying, like, mammoth-looking dude.
Yeah, it looks like a platypus almost.
Yeah.
I bet it tastes so good. Like,
Why would you... That thing is, like, 800 times bigger than a cow.
I know. Like bison already tastes good. And
How do
then,
you
like,
know bison tastes
I've
good?
had bison before.
You've had bison
Yeah, they
before.
sell it at Kroger. They sell everything at Kroger.
Okay, and you've
What,
had...
like bison burger
I had a
patties?
bison burger, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What else animals have you had?
I've had duck. I want to try rabbit. I want to try alligator. I want to try iguana.
Alligator's good, dude.
You've had alligator?
Yeah, I've had alligator. Alligator's like... This is a real cliche, but it tastes like chicken. Like, it can just... it's almost like red meat of chicken. It's like... And chicken doesn't have red meat. I just say it is the red meat of chicken.
Fair. Have you had duck?
Yeah, I don't like duck.
You don't like duck?
It's too... It's like...
I've never had duck, I don't think.
It's pretty crazy. I like it.
What about duck or goose or...
I haven't had goose.
I'm trying to think
I've
of
had
what...
Try to stay away from
caterpillars before. I'm African.
What did you say?
Did
I've
you
had
just...
caterpillars. I've had
Did you just mean
caterpillars.
that you ate our mascot? You're a fucking asshole, you know that?
What kind of caterpillar?
I don't even know. It was fried.
Oh,
fried
my.
caterpillar.
Okay.
It tasted pretty
Did it
good.
have any juices in it or no?
Nah.
It all got cooked
I'm
out.
gonna have to make my mom make you guys some caterpillar to eat. It's pretty good.
Fried
Caterpillar.
caterpillar.
You can't tell it's caterpillar.
I don't know if it
When we
can just-
eat it, we'll just gain powers.
You know, when you eat something that you are, you gain the abilities of it. So if you eat cow, you know, you're gonna be a little heavy. But if you eat, you know,
Yeah.
human beings,
Right.
you're gonna be enlightened, and that's another step towards enlightenment.
Here's a weird question. Would you guys ever start eating raw meat? Like, have you seen Liver King?
Fuck
Nah.
out of here, bro.
Have you seen Liver King?
I have, but I'm not doing that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but what about like the liver? Or like,
Nah.
never. Like always cooked.
Always cooked for sure. Like
That's what I'm thinking. I
Dude,
don't think
the
I
reason-
could ever eat cold meat because it could just taste like Jello. Or, I don't know
so
what.
gross.
It's funny how that actually does disgust me.
There's
But
nothing
it's
in
like-
my brain that could connect what the texture and the temperature is of like how good it tastes. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing in the world that tastes like cold meat, you know.
I forget
raw.
who does. Oh, that's what it was. I was watching a Vice documentary of these guys in Libya who eat hearts, human hearts.
My God.
What?
Yeah.
That's
So
trifling.
before they would go into battle,
Are they raw?
they would get an innocent child. That's what they would say, innocent in quotes. Innocent child. And they would murder the innocent child, eat the heart, and then go into battle. Because they would say that they would gain bravery from it.
Man, that just means you're gonna have a whole generation of bad kids in the
guess,
future
bro.
because
No.
you're killing all the innocent.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was really, really crazy to see that. Like,
You know what I'd be doing if I was like the young generation? I'd be like the bad
The
kid.
baddest kid.
I'd be the worst kid because I wouldn't want to get eaten up.
yeah.
I'd be like, I'm gonna
At that age, you'd be like, I want to...
friends.
I'm gonna
Right.
throw your guys' water supply away and mess around with your day.
For sure.
Not gonna be
But then they
innocent.
would look at you and they'd be like, we gotta get rid of this kid. He's a liability. We're in Libya.
Oh
we don't
my
have any
God.
water. Let's kill him and say he was innocent.
That's crazy.
That's so horrible. We don't want to put... That's horrible. That's purely a joke. I just want to put that out there. Okay? Jeez. But this is going to be a rough transition because I'm going to show Sean O'Malley after he won his fight.
Did you expect it to go down the way it did?
Honestly, this was the most nervous I've ever been for a fight. In my eyes, Aljamain Sterling is the best bantamweight of all time. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous for this fight, but I never lost the confidence because I know what I possess in this fucking right hand, baby!
I just love what I possess in that right hand, baby! The crowd goes fucking crazy. Dude, that was such a crazy knockout too. Sorry, I just had to talk about that for a second because I've literally been watching the highlights of Sean O'Malley in that Aljamain Sterling fight. Like, I actually started watching all of Sean O'Malley's fights, and like...
Is he pretty good?
He does have a good record.
He's just the best... He's the most fun striker to watch.
I see.
And when I say striker, that just means, like, punching. Like,
I see.
And it is, like, some of his fights are off of decision. Like, there's a few of them that, like, that both fighters do really good, but Sean O'Malley just lands a couple more punches than the other fighter. And there's one fight that Sean O'Malley accidentally pokes the fighter in the eye, and they call that off as a draw. But it was like an unintentional. That's what they rule it as. It says unintentional foul. But all his other fights, I mean, like, he's done pretty well. He's only lost one. But yeah, I mean, he's really entertaining to watch for sure.
So what do you think that there is, like, stuff that's off limits when it comes to fighting in UFC?
For sure.
Obviously, groin hits.
Can't hit the groin, and you can't headbutt.
What
Everything
about the
else.
liver shot?
Fuck yeah, you can do liver shots.
Or is it the kidney that's the problem? No, it's the liver that's the problem. So you can do
I
liver
think it's
shots?
kidney shots.
Yeah,
No.
kidney.
It is kidney, because the kidney's back here.
No,
Right?
it's liver shots. That's the one that, like, cripples you.
I would...
It's something
Anything
along-
would put me on the ground. I'm not gonna lie. If, like, anything would... It was so crazy. I was watching one fight where Sean O'Malley was about to finish this guy, and he was, like, doing the 1, 2, and then uppercut. So, like, he would, do the right hand to the face, left hand to the face, and then do an uppercut. And it was just like, Jesus, dude. One of those would have sent me to the moon.
That's
All
overpowered.
3 of them, I'm in a deathbed praying in a coma. Like, it is crazy how, like, it is unbelievable. I mean, these people are just absolute warriors.
It's pretty nuts. I kind of want to get into, like, learning how to grapple and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. That'd be pretty fun.
Dude, because that would be really fun. Like, I really do want
The
to...
worst part, though, is, like, if you get knocked out, you're going to be tripping. Like,
Yeah.
if you, I don't know, I've never been knocked out before,
head
but I don't
injury,
think it's really
or
fun. Like, being
anything
choked
like that.
out.
Well, they say that you don't get brain damage from jiu-jitsu.
I see.
I had to say that slowly to make sure I can pronunciate. But, yeah, that's my cat taking a shit. But, yeah, so, like, I would never want to do kickboxing or boxing, but I think I would want to do jiu-jitsu just for the fun of, like, learning how to grapple and learning how to wrestle and, like, learning all that shit. But,
Right.
Like, if you get choked out, you can be knocked out, but
Right.
you won't lose, I don't know, you won't lose brain cells or you won't
Right.
get brain injury from it. Supposedly, that's their argument. And I don't know how much I believe that, but it would be fun. I mean, it does look really interesting how they, like, do arm bars and triangles.
Have you seen, like,
And
the professionals go at it before?
yeah.
Dude, they're, like, so fast. They're, like, moving their hands and their legs.
But
Yeah.
the most fun part for me definitely is like the swinging and the throwing punches.
Striking?
I don't
Yeah.
think I could throw like kicks. I don't
see.
think I could do kicks and shit like that.
I saw a video, one master, like, jiu-jitsu, like, 2 of them were going against each other, and they, like, flipped within each other. It was so weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they both went at each other, and, like, they both jumped up to, like, pin their opponent down.
Okay.
And they both, like, escaped each other. So it's
Okay.
like, they just jumped and, like, tangled in the air and, like, landed back. It was so weird.
Those people are fucking scientists when it comes to taking a human being down. like they are literally scientists for it. Like they understand our our physique
and everything. Balance.
With how many options they have.
And that, like, I'm glad you just said that. Like how these people aren't like, they're not jacked. They're not like they're not lifting the heaviest weight in the world. They're just absolute assassins. They just, how do I say this? They understand technique. Technique leads them, not being a heavy lifter or like being like a what are those, like strongmen, like those like a heavy
powerlifters.
Yeah, they're not fucking powerlifters. They're like, they look like
bodybuilders. Are we trying to say?
Yeah,
the ones that just build muscle. And
that just build exactly. Okay. Those people can't do jujitsu. They don't have the coordination or the skills to do it. It's really interesting how like. Yeah, they're not bodybuilders. Like these are just athletic people.
Have you seen that one? I think his name's like, I don't even know his name. That one powerlifter that goes into gyms and like does crazy lifts in front of bodybuilders, and he's like, "You guys need to use technique," and he like dresses up as a janitor. And he's like, "Look, you're doing it all wrong. You need to take my class." And then he just like lifts their max rep, like with like 3 times, which like their max. He just lifts it like, and he just does like reps with it, and he's like skinny as crap, and they're like huge.
Yeah, I've seen that before where he dresses up
as like a janitor. Yeah, it's super crazy.
That's hilarious.
It's so nuts, and they're all like bug-eyed, looking at him like, "Oh my god!"
Right?
And they're like, "How is this a joke?" But he's just a powerlifter. He's like, I think you might be an Olympic powerlifter or something. And he just has a small frame, but you can lift a lot of weight because that's all he practices, lifting big amounts of weights instead of just building, muscle.
I could imagine me going into the gym and like practicing and like, lifting weights, and then that dude just like completely demoralizes me and like, damn, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Jesus, the janitor just fucking showed me up. No hate to janitors.
If you were an Olympic athlete.
I like that shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
The Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah, shout out Flatbush Zombies.
Yeah.
We love the glorious dead.
You boys make the realest music live. Do you even know who the Flatbush? Do you know what Flatbush is?
I've heard of them.
Do you know where Flatbush is?
No. Where is Flatbush?
New York.
That's crazy.
Brooklyn. And do you remember your favorite rap song? Their outro always geeks me.
Oh,
you guys make the realest fucking music out there. Who's to tell me that my life is worth $14 an hour?
Yeah, they had like at the end of 3001 At Least Odyssey. I can say that unprompted. I'm not reading anything. I fucking love the Flatbush Zombies. And at 3001 At Least Odyssey, the last song, they have like, I guess it's like
a
fan
7-minute outro on their last song on the album, and it's all of their fans sending them like phone recordings, voicemails.
And it's craziness. Like each person is like totally different, and there's like one chick that's like, "I'm a lesbian, I'll let you fuck me."
That's crazy.
It's awesome, dude. Like the way they do that outro, it's like a 13-minute song too. But it's easy to sit through those 13 minutes because it's so well produced and it's so well done.
I don't know how many times I've listened to that song. I've listened to that song at least like 60 times. And it's a 13-minute song.
So let me ask you guys, who are your favorite artists? Is that a bad question?
You know who my favorite artist is.
Oh my god.
Greatest producer, The Alchemist.
Yeah. You like that?
And I like the Eric the Architect.
See, I haven't heard of Eric the Architect, but I have seen The Alchemist make some beats, and I've listened to some of his beats, and they're pretty crazy.
His samples are just crazy. They're on par with Kanye, and Kanye's sampling is probably like top 3.
Right, for sure.
His ability to sample The Alchemists, it's amazing. Like he has like some really great ability.
He's got a library of shit to choose from. Like, have you seen his studio?
Yeah,
He's got so much like content to just pick from, and there's always like some great quotes, or like gangster movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes his beats iconic.
And his instrumental albums, dude, some of his... I have one instrumental album on vinyl because I love it so much. And it's like, dude, they are just killer. And, yeah, The Alchemist is great. And plus, like, that little group, too. You know, Action Bronson.
Who he produces for.
Big Body Bess. Yeah, bro. All those motherfuckers are so cool. I'm a big fan of them.
Griselda. Basically, all of the members of Griselda.
I feel like his beats are like the covers that he has. It's like, it's not just a beat. That shit's like art for real.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
It's a form of art.
Dude,
there's so many layers to it.
The Boldly James album cover with when Alchemist produced that album too. It's
Is it with that MLB player?
No. It's I can't believe I'm forgetting it right now.
Bread?
No, not that
Dude,
album.
Bread is such a good album.
I'm talking about, you know, the Boldly James, right? I feel like you do.
Yeah, I know the Boldly James.
But I can't remember that album though. That I'm almost to it. Jesus, The Price of Tea in China. This album. This album
That's
is
crazy.
Unbelievable. And the album cover, too, is like, dude, where the fuck did you get this?
How do you come up with that?
Like, who did this cover?
God.
What about you, Kahaya? Who do you be listening to?
I can't say I have a favorite artist. It's kind of crazy to me.
What about genre? Just
Dang.
You like all of them?
No, there is a specific genre. But
No.
I don't know how to explain it. It's rap for sure.
Is it underground-ish?
Yeah, for sure. A little underground. A little not underground, though. It's like mainstream, but yet still underground.
You were talking to me about, this is probably a conversation we had 6 months ago, but you're like, I only listen to meme artists.
For sure, yeah.
Like Ugly God or something?
No.
Ugly God's
I used to
What about
listen to those
Young
people.
Gravy? Is
No,
Young
I
Gravy
used
a
to.
meme? I don't know.
Yeah, he used to be a meme, but
Dude.
Who's a meme artist? I don't know any then.
Definitely Young Gravy, bro. He is
yeah, those are meme artists for sure.
I saw somebody today. Like, I'm a fucking college student, and I went to class today, and there was a motherfucker who looked like Young Gravy, and he had a Hydro Flask covered in Young Gravy stickers.
Oh my god.
And I was like, bro, this isn't...
Was he wearing the Pit Viper shades?
No, but he had a fucking low-cut V-neck. He had, like, real fucking 70s and 80s. Like, it's crazy.
What if it was Young Gravy? How tall was he?
He wouldn't be over here.
That's not how I would start this conversation. I'll be like, I fucking saw Young Gravy yesterday.
What about, like, ASAP Mob? Any of them?
No, I'm gonna show you guys.
I went back to the ASAP Mob second album, Cozy Tapes 2.
Yeah.
And First Year Being Rich. Oh,
dude,
bro.
I was listening to
First Year Being Rich is
Yammy Gang.
Yeah.
ASAP Fergs.
Yeah, bro. Yammy Gang.
ASAP Ferg is such a throwback to the mid 2000s.
Trippy Red, bro.
Yo, Trippy Red's album was trash. No, I'm joking. I like 2 of the songs. Praying for Love and
You
Flowers.
like Snot?
Hey, we
Yeah,
got.
you
we
know
got
Snot?
Of course I know
Yeah,
Snot.
that's the genre that I'd be listening to. Like,
Yeah, of
I used
course.
to fuck with
nature.
Snot.
And then like Big Chop, and then Eam, who's like produces a lot of Snot's beats.
Okay. I
And
didn't know
then
that.
Lil Darky.
Little Darky.
Yeah, he
That's
was pretty
You know
awesome.
who we need on this podcast?
Hmm.
Like, I was about to sneeze.
What would you call Snot's music? Like, what is
Grunge.
that genre? Grunge? So I guess I'm grunge. though.
Yeah, it's grunge rap. That's my best description for it. Would you agree on that?
Yeah, people like. Have you heard of Night Lavelle?
No.
That's what I was about to ask you about, is Night Lavelle, bro.
Yeah, Night
because
Lavelle goes hard.
that fucking song that Snot and Night Lavelle have,
Is it the
Humans,
human? Yeah.
bro.
What?
I never trust a woman and I never trust no humans. That's fucking
that
great.
song.
I obviously didn't get the tempo right,
Yeah.
but man, That's a song to walk to.
I was about to say, we need...
Humans, bro, that song is a...
Yeah, that shit goes hard.
To walk to that song is like you're a fucking god.
Yeah.
You're a fucking Greek god when you walk to that song. You know how tempos really matter when you walk?
Yeah.
And some songs just don't get the right tempo and you have to walk a little bit faster to walk to them and you're like, this is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But that song, you're like, I can chilly walk and I feel like a fucking god.
I think that's why I like that genre, because whenever I do listen to music, I'm walking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like listening to it in the car. I
Right.
don't like listening to it any other time except for when I'm walking across UC and going up the hills and all that crap.
Yeah, yeah.
Having an AirPod in and just vibing.
So fun, dude. And yeah, I'm just honestly in this conversation, I'm just trying to keep myself from talking about Drake. I'm not even
crazy.
We're
joking.
talking about underground rappers only.
And I'm like hyper about it. Like, I'm like, Drake. Like I love.
Low key though.
You should get Drake on this podcast once we get a visual so we can get that clout.
I literally, the prep I would have to do, I would literally have to run a marathon to calm myself down before talking to Drake. I would have to literally exhaust every single ounce of my soul to be able to talk to him. Be like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, just to be chill.
Yeah.
Like,
Crazy.
Dude,
I bet Drake smells so good, not gonna lie. Because, you know, rich people
Bro,
smell
he's got
good.
his own like cologne. So
Yeah.
of course he's probably
yeah. What's that
showering.
scent, bro?
He's showering in that.
Literally.
It's my scent.
Like, when you meet...
That's such a baller statement, too.
Yeah.
To be able to have your
Jesus.
own fucking scent.
You're right. That's pretty fire.
Dude, that's like baklava, Action Bronson being like, splash
Hey, yo.
by baklava, man, woman, whatever. Dude,
Every time I hear that song, I'm like, that's the next cologne I'm fucking buying.
dude, I want to buy Splash so bad
I
just
know.
because of that mastery.
It's
baklava.
collector's edition at this point.
Oh, dude, I have that fucking album on vinyl too, just because of how much I love Action Bronson, dude. Only for Dolphins is literally. I have no idea why I'm so obsessed with Only for Dolphins, but I loved that album for a long time.
Fair. Fair. I've never heard of it.
You've never heard
I'll
of
take your
it?
hate.
Bro, it is, don't take my, it's just.
Don't take your take?
Nah, because it is just music for me, man. I don't need you to listen to it.
I'm going
Hey.
to listen to it now.
You want to do a short plug of holographic stickers? I don't know what the quantity will be, but
For sure, yeah.
they will be out on the shop.
Soon.
Holographic stickers, bro, of the Oruga Podcast cover.
Limited
And,
edition.
Dude, these things are fucking sick, by the way. Like, they are so cool, and
They
especially
look like collector's edition Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
literally, they look like if you did put this on your car, that somebody would actually crash because of how like holographic
With
it
their
is.
headlights.
I love how the holographic colors match the cover. So, like, the yellow, red, and blue shine. That's the color that shines. And it just fits it so perfectly.
It's so cool, dude. It's so fucking cool. I never even would have like thought that it would have turned out this well. And I'm shocked that they, you know how we're gonna say the brand that we bought them from, Sticker Mule, how they literally did square cuts.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever seen square cuts yet.
No,
you know what I mean?
we never done square cuts.
That's what shocked me the most, is that they are square. I figured that they would do a rounded.
Oh.
They always do rounded. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just tripping on that, but like
I think they cut to design, and the fact that I chose a square image, they just left it as a square.
it's cool. What are these, like an inch by an inch or an inch and a half by an inch and a half? Something like that, right?
They're
Probably 2 inches and a half. Or 2
I
inches.
thought they said 3x3s, but I think they're not 3x3s. They're definitely shorter than that, you know.
It might
could be.
3.
I don't know. They're really fucking cool though. I'm a big fan.
Stick them anywhere.
Yeah. About $1,000 a pop. What are we thinking?
I'm thinking about tattooing my cat.
The Oruga Podcast cover. Have you seen those colored animals that are like dyed?
That's literally like animal abuse. What are you talking about?
No, like they'll like take their pet to
You know,
get
it's
groomed
funny.
and then they'll like dye it.
We
certain
did,
color.
me and my girlfriend We did that to her dog for the 4th of July.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How patriotic. You're true Americans.
Red, white, and blue.
That's fucking awesome. Did you cut the colors horizontally?
I don't
or
know
vertically.
I don't know how to do it.
It sounds like a video game, like some GTA.
It was tie-dye, mostly.
That's
crazy.
That's so awesome.
But it came out in like 3 days or so.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It took a while to wash out.
Damn. That's fucking awesome, though. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
That's true American.
Yeah, that's the only time you should dye your dog. Or paint your dog.
Because I'm a fucking nationalist. God bless America.
That's crazy.
That's because of my right hand.
That's crazy.
The fucking scream when Sean O'Malley punches Aljamain to the ground is just absolute.
Looking for an out-of-this-world poster or some stickers to brighten your mood? Check out the Posters and Prints collection on our website, orugastore.com. Our artworks are perfect for walls, mood boards, and anywhere you want to accessorize.
Yo, and I was bad.
I'm just
That's
kidding.
crazy.
We actually might have to cut that out.
That was so
But
crazy.
dude, it was such a that fucking roar from the crowd was so crazy.
Do you think they would have roared just as loud if the other guy, the African?
If Aljamain?
Yeah, Aljamain.
I think it's all about following. Like I think that
I think it was just the way he landed the punch.
I see. And like the first couple minutes of the fight, and like he's already on the ground.
Well, that was the second round. It doesn't show you the first round. The first round they were just dancing around. They were literally they barely even hit each other. They were just just shadow boxing. They're just
that's
trying
so
to figure
tiring, though, you know.
Not to them. They're fucking. They're ultra athletes.
I mean, yeah.
These people can dance around the octagon for hours. They don't fucking care.
I could not do that. I'd be winded. I'd be sweating.
Yeah, that's why you and I am not in the octagon. We're just not. I'm not built for that shit. But I think it's just more because Sean O'Malley actually has a big following. He's almost undefeated. I mean, the one fight that he did have that he lost, he got injured in. So
you know what's funny though?
Is that guy?
He struck a nerve, I think, or something.
That's wild.
What?
If we blew up on YouTube, there's a YouTube boxing match, YouTubers boxing match. Isn't that funny?
What does that mean?
Jake
Paul shit?
People take polls, and they're like, who should verse this person? And then whoever's the most the highest comment or the highest rated person, they get the spot.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay.
So all YouTubers have to be jacked now?
I think you have to sign up though.
That is only because of Jake and Logan Paul.
I know, right?
Truly. Because the fact that Logan Paul fought Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
Bro.
That opened up a avenue.
I remember that. I still remember that fight so vividly. I remember going to a dank college party and 15 to 20 or 30 people were just huddled around this shitty ass TV and somebody bootlegged the goddamn pay-per-view, and it was just such an experience to watch this absolute giant fight the best boxer in the world, and you're just what is going on here? And it was so for how much they changed culture, even Jake Paul and what was it, Aaron Hernandez? No, that's
that dude.
Nate Diaz.
He's long gone.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Dude, Aaron Hernandez.
Who is that?
He was a Patriot player that killed somebody.
And then he killed himself in a jail.
That's crazy.
Which is very sad, but
R.I.P.
Is he the guy that was drinking and driving? That guy?
Dude,
he did a lot of stuff.
I see.
I got no idea. I'm funny. It's funny how I grouped Nate Diaz and Aaron Hernandez. That's so horrible. But anyways, yeah. So, man, I can't do that. My mom was like throwing around the idea of me getting tickets to go to Las Vegas and watch the next fight of Sean O'Malley, and which is in Vegas.
That's crazy.
And I forget which stadium that is. That might be the AT&T Center. But like, bro, to see that roar that was in Boston.
Fucking just after your eardrums rupturing.
Dude, it would be so cool to see Sean O'Malley in Las Vegas, bro.
Are you a fan of Sean O'Malley?
Like, I'm a spectator. Okay. Like, if he loses, I'm not gonna be like, shit, man. We both lost.
What about your mom? Is she like into it?
No, she thinks I'm crazy for liking UFC, but like, it's just like what I think that's just like a natural mom statement. If your mom is like, just like, like I would question your childhood too. So
out of all sports, though, I feel like UFC makes the most sense for people to bet money on, because like you never know going into the fight who is actually going to be the best fighter, or like who is the best prepared.
I feel like there's
everything is like chance.
Right. Like the whole idea that there's like less going on. Like to bet on football, you're fucking betting on 30 people to
perform their job.
Right.
Maybe.
You're talking about offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, that's so much stress that you're paying attention to on the field. Because you're like, you could be betting on like specifics too. Like, oh, this guy's got to get 30 rushing yards.
Yeah, that stuff is crazy. You're like in basketball, this guy has to score 3 times this quarter to make your money.
Betting on a fight is so much easier. Like, oh, he's gonna get his ass knocked in the 4th round. I bet that's a way better bet to make.
Like they win by submission, or they win by knockout, or it's that shit makes so much. It's much easier to study up. Yeah. To do a bet for fighting, I would assume. I mean, I bet there's like probably like gambling analytic people that are like, well, actually, it's a little bit more difficult because
odds are down to this percentage.
I'm surprised like the UFC hasn't like gotten like monetized on gambling. I'm super surprised. Or like any
They
sports.
Are, bro. Of course they are.
They have like their own like betting.
They don't. No. Think about
they
it.
all have their own. They're all hosted on like MGM and just like betting sites.
Right.
God, I forget what.
But they have like a contract with them or something like that.
Yeah, of course. So does the NFL. So does the NBA. These sports betting books always pay a little bit of advertising money to the league so they can have their name sponsored at the events. Of course,
that shit is getting jammed down our throats, though. Is gambling and sports betting.
And it's so weird how young it starts, too. Well, you can start gambling at 18. You can't drink until you're 21, but you can gamble your life savings at 18. Which it's not like you have much life savings at 18, but it's still crazy.
If you want to take the chance and pay your whole tuition, If you want to take the chance and pay your whole tuition, I'm totally for that. You know, gamble.
Let's gamble. Let's go downstairs right now and play some pool.
Yo, $5 grand.
It was so funny when we were playing. There was a guy that was like, "You want to put $500 down?"
Preston was like, yo, right now, let's go.
And he was like, I don't have anything. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like,
he wasn't serious, even though he just came up and said that.
Yeah, dude, it was so nutty. It was so stupid, but I mean, like, okay, imagine if, like, okay, the Oruga Podcast, a lot of our listeners are also in the gambling niche. There would be a sports book that would come up to us and be like, hey, you guys got a good audience. This audience likes this kind of gambling apps, you know, like, hey. But, yeah.
So crazy. Have you seen the stuff where, like, the streamers they gamble on stream, like Aiden Ross? Have you heard of that?
Yeah.
And
you were talking
their viewers are children, mostly, I'd say. Younger kids.
The bullshit that I've seen is that people who have a gambling addiction will sometimes give them money so
To
that
gamble.
they can gamble it instead of them like going to a casino or something, and then they watch them like win or something, and then like where's the satisfaction in that?
It's crazy.
Gambling streamers. That is such
Especially
a
from
crazy
your
thing.
donations.
From gamblers. Addicts. Gambling addicts. You know, they say that gambling's actually the worst addiction compared to them all because there's no physical withdrawal.
It's all psychological.
All psychological.
That's crazy.
And the psychological things are the hardest to break,
Yeah.
which is very fascinating. I mean, they're comparing that to fucking heroin. and they're like, no, gambling's worse because at least with heroin you can kick it.
Right.
Because you'll get a cold, and then after the cold, that's it. That's your withdrawals. Boom, done with the cold. But then, like with gambling, you never have that like moment you kicked it, because it's just habit. It's just force of habit.
Pretty bad.
For sure.
Definitely has something to do with repetition in the mind pattern.
So
I couldn't imagine it.
when you go to Vegas, are you gonna gamble a little?
Nah, I
What?
could not care less.
Have you been to casino before?
Yeah, so like me and Nolan and his girlfriend tried to go to a casino. It didn't work out.
Did they catch you guys for being underage or?
No. One of us didn't have our IDs, and they were still like, nah,
We don't trust you.
we don't trust you. Which is like, I get it, whatever. Like, it was fine, but that was the only time I ever went to a casino. But
Did it
like,
smell like cigarettes in there?
it smelled like despair. Actually, no. It was a night. That's the thing. You should know about casinos. They're fucking huge, nice buildings. Why are they so nice? What's paying for all this niceness?
What's
You
keeping
know?
the lights on?
Why is it nicer than my fucking Capitol building? What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Mafia. It's the mafia.
No, it's the fucking poor people that go in and gamble all their money away.
For sure. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start gambling. Like
Low
opening
key,
a
no,
gambling agency.
Why don't we just start a gambling?
Low
Yes.
key though, I'm glad we have a Hard Rock casino because at least there's some culture in there, and
crazy.
people aren't just gambling. Hard Rock is probably like taking people's money and like getting some rock stars bullshit on an auction.
Okay.
At like a discounted price.
So like Elvis's underwear,
Yeah.
they put it on the walls.
Exactly. That's why I like Hard Rock because they're taking the people's money and they're turning it into a museum.
That's fucking wild.
You just see like, oh, this is Marilyn Monroe's dress she was wearing or some bullshit.
Yeah,
I'd
for
pay money
sure.
for that, for sure.
Why would you pay money for that? Are you a sadistic fuck?
Whoa. I don't know. She's a pretty lady, you know what I'm saying?
No, low-key, they're turning a casino into a museum right before our eyes.
That's fair.
Or did they start off as a museum?
Hard Rock? No, they started off as just I don't know, I have actually no idea. No idea. Have you ever...
Cafe.
I went to the Hard Rock,
Universal?
no, in Nashville.
The Universal one's pretty cool.
Yeah?
I've been there once.
Oh, I've been there too.
Yeah. Did you get a picture?
Sure I did.
Dude,
Some
before
stupid picture.
I think it's before or after you get seated.
Before.
It's like the youngest member in the family has to they have to hold a red guitar.
Yeah.
And then pose with the family.
That's crazy.
And then they're like, okay, now give us the guitar back.
Yeah. And then as you're walking, like I remember walking to the bathroom and I was like, guitar. Like all of them are on the walls and they all have like plaques of
There's so much
the platinum records that are behind this particular guitar. And it's like, come on, bro.
There's
like,
so much memorabilia in each one of those hard rock things.
and it's okay food.
Whoa. So
I
you're
do
gonna
want to
talk-
go to the one in
It's
Las
okay
Vegas,
food.
the Hard Rock.
Dude. And that's the thing, like back to the original conversation. When I go to Las Vegas, there's plenty to do. I don't have to gamble. Like
Fair.
I literally
So much other attractions.
if I gamble, I'm like maybe putting 50 or 100 down. I don't need to and then all that other money I'll go on like, oh dude. You know what I really want to do is rent a sports car for a day and go on like the back roads outside of Las Vegas. Bro. There's
Mountains.
service. There's maybe there's mountains.
about
Death
that?
Valley, I guess.
What about that salt?
The Salt Plains?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's cool.
It's a flat.
Yeah.
It's all flat out there.
Mm-hmm. Those are really cool.
But cleaning up the car after could kind of be like terrible. Because isn't there like a bunch of white residue that gets on your car?
Salt. And salt erodes. Salt will deteriorate your car too, so you have to clean it quickly. But the thing is, like, yeah, those things where the races out there those are probably, that would be so cool. Mm-hmm. That would be so fucking cool to go witness that. The races out in the salt flats. Holy shit. Like, I was reading Hunter S. Thompson, God, what is that book called?
Fear and Loathing.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, bro. And that, he was going over races in the salt flats and like that. Great piece of literature. Do you even know what I'm talking about? You got nothing, huh?
Zero. You know Ashley used to live in Vegas?
That's crazy. Yeah. Ashley was also you were telling me how Ashley's father was also a fucking commander, right?
Commander?
I don't know.
I guess commander-in-chief. No, not the president. No, he's chief.
Actually,
so he's chief. He's high up there.
Yeah.
He's chief.
Yeah, is this why you want to go into the military?
No, I don't want his handouts.
But do you want to go into the military?
I do, so they can pay my college.
Yeah,
so
Kahaya, let's get into the, what are they called? National Guard or whatever? Or the reserves. Let's get into the reserves. Let's get our benefits. And let's have a free college ride.
Literally. Let's go.
You know what I'll be in? Space Force.
Yeah, they'll just enlist you right away.
I just want to, dude, imagine being the spokesman for the Space Force. I don't even care if I have to fall with some information. They put me in jail. If they could just give me some information that I could sink my teeth into, like we have aliens from this fucking solar system, I'll be happy. I'll die in jail.
That's crazy.
That one video I showed you, though, of like those, you remember those like 3 orbs circling that plane? Yeah. And it just like teleports. Dude. That was the trippiest video I've ever witnessed.
Okay.
Because how can it be fabricated?
The next time we do this podcast, hopefully, I have clips. I have some crazy fucking clips of that shit.
Mm-hmm. Of like thermal. It's in thermal. It's in black and white.
Right. Of like government issued videos of UFOs. And the next time we do the podcast, hopefully all the software will be, like, working. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, dude, holy shit. I got some fucking ammunition. It's crazy, like, for how much, like, information is coming out about aliens and how much, like, governments are having, like, not councils, what's the proper word? Hearings, yeah, about, like, how to deal with these. I was watching one video of this guy showing all of the foreign intelligence that they've gathered, and they were saying that they have over 400 cases that they're actively investigating of UAP crafts.
That's crazy.
What's that? Unidentified... What is that? UAP. Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, that's it.
I just fucking fucked that shit up. Yeah. I'm killer with acronyms today, bruh. Yeah.
And then UFOs, unidentified flying object.
Amen to that. Yeah. Dude, there's these weird things out there. There's like these orbs. They're like just an orb flying through. You know what?
What if those are like little Chinese drones and we just don't know?
Dude, if the Chinese had this, we would be speaking Chinese right now.
I gotta show you this video, guy, if you don't.
I feel like the Chinese aren't like that, though.
What does that mean?
Like, they're not the type of people to try and come in and destroy everything and then take control. They don't come in guns blazing like the Spaniards. They're the Portuguese, where they offer gifts and technology.
What do you know about foreign policy, bro?
I'm just putting the facts, dude. I'm just laying it down as is.
What does nationalism... You know, I was a big nationalist like 30 minutes ago. But what does nationalism bring you? The love of your country and the hatred of others outside of your country. That's what it brings pride.
Right.
Pride of America.
Wait, did you say hatred of others outside?
Yeah. I'm boiling down what nationalism is.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it should just be having pride in your country. But there shouldn't be hatred for other countries.
But these are the two sides of the coin, though, I feel like.
The American coin.
Yeah.
When the I don't know, watch Fast and Furious 5, and like the first thing the military official, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, the first thing this man says is to the Brazilians is like,
where are you going with this?
Stay out of my way. And he's like, why? Because fuck you. And it's like, this is the most American thing that you could ever say.
Mm-hmm.
Like, tell your people to lay off.
Right.
I got this. My country's better. No nationalism.
Right. Watch this guy.
It's just it's so cliche.
Jesus.
Isn't that... How can that be fabricated?
That's insane. I think that...
That is so terrifying. And what we're watching right now is 3 orbs circle a plane. I don't know what kind of plane this is, but it's a Malaysian airline flight, is what the caption is. And this is terrifying. Like, at this point, I would assume that these 3 orbs... Why does there have to be 3?
Yeah, did you see that?
what the hell was that?
Oh, it disappears. That's right. These 3 orbs are...
Wait, did that plane, like, disappear? Like, in
Yeah.
That's crazy. So
Is that
there are
the...
people on it, right?
Is that the 2016 flight that disappeared?
This was the 3 orbs circling the plane video. This is it in thermal.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck! Of course it only
239 people?
Disappear? Jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah, can we get these
The
YouTubers out of the
influencers, bro.
fucking way? Yeah, I know. Jesus.
He doesn't ship.
Oh my god.
Yeah, of course it is.
Does it, like, flash red or something? The thermal?
The thermal, it does have a flash of color.
What color? Was it purple or red?
I don't know, but
Technically, it doesn't matter. I think that was just since I've been doing Photoshop,
You know what?
there's a difference between thermal cameras and actual, like, me just fucking with the colors of a video. And that's just a gradient map. Getting into the weeds.
I think that thermal image is fake because wouldn't the engine be like red because it's so hot?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Doesn't even
I don't think
show the whole
the plane
video.
wouldn't even bring all. Well, I don't know actually. I don't know. I don't want to talk out of my ass, but yeah,
No clue.
no clue. But pretty scary stuff.
Looked like the balloon tower defense 6 glaive lord boomerang going across.
What are you even talking about?
Video games, dude. True gamer. We are not alone.
We are not, dude. I can't wait until the day that they actually start like.
The engine is red.
Is it really?
Yeah, like you can see the heat on there. That's so
wild.
crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah. The fact that there's just a flash at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And
Some
then
animal
the
shit.
crazy thing, the image that I seen was like, you know how planes leave contrails in the sky?
Yeah. Are you talking about chemtrails?
Bro.
The thing that I seen, and it was another video.
Mm-hmm.
It was a plane like looking for that plane, and the contrails just stopped in the middle of the sky, and there was no like other.
That's crazy.
It was just like stopped in the middle.
Has there been like actual? I don't
But
know.
that was found, or that was like late July. So
this
like
year?
July 20th, that video was circulating the internet.
Interesting.
Can
But
you
they say-
imagine being the pilot and then just disappearing and reappearing in like another galaxy or Earth or some bullshit, and you're just like, whoa!
You're definitely in some like time warp.
Like I can't worry about my 401k anymore.
What if the aliens like took them to like space and they thought it was like a spaceship or something, and it's a plane, and they all just die because it's not a plane. Like it's a plane, you know,
Right.
you can't survive space.
Right.
You just get their
For
eyes
sure.
just like pop out of their head.
Jesus.
Pretty crazy.
That would be, I don't know.
The aliens are like, oh shit.
That's, we are monkeys, man. That is so beyond me. That is so beyond. Like,
Yeah.
our minds can't comprehend what would happen if what you saw on that video was 3 orbs circling a plane and then zapping that plane into
a different reality.
Whatever that means. Yeah.
Or just facing them out of existence.
It's what that video basically represents is fucking teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
Bro.
You're right.
Right.
That's
Dude.
nuts.
Did you think in our lifetime we would ever witness that?
All
No,
particles being transmitted.
Like that. In an instant. It's like, so when you watch that video, you're like, why are there 3 orbs circling a plane? If you're an alien race, you would only need 1 to analyze a particular subject, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then once it zaps away, you're like, oh, these 3, it makes sense now. It's like circling, making a little wormhole, and then going into another, like you said, another reality. Which...
That's so crazy.
So crazy, dude. And then there's no human resources. You are literally subject to whatever those aliens want.
Also,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
crazy that there still has not been like any evidence or pieces of that Malaysian flight. So it only makes us wonder that video has to have some truth to it, or at least something like that.
You know what I want to hear the comms. I want to hear the communications of the pilots being like, we have something. I don't know what we have right now. And then there had to be something that prompted somebody to take a video of that plane.
Right.
So I would assume that that plane was communicating to the ground, being like, hey, something's going on. We see these things. And then I'm assuming then they started filming the plane. And then, like, and then all you're hearing is the communication between the plane, and then you see it zap away. You have any communication with that plane anymore.
Bro, it's giving me the goosebumps. You see these goosebumps right here?
It's scary, though, right?
Hollywood needs to
If we-
capitalize on this and get Tom Cruise in there.
Bro, if we end up mingling with aliens in our lifetime, I'm just not gonna believe like a single thing
Anymore.
Yeah.
Like, everything's just a facade. It's a
Yeah.
lie. The government's been lying.
I'm
Like,
gonna tell you, bro.
I'm not gonna believe in a government power if there's just an alien chilling with me to the right, or like, you know what I mean?
For sure.
I wouldn't believe in the U.S. dollar or like basic ass shit.
You know what I would want? I'd be like, hey, aliens, come on. Just have me as the human spokesman. Please,
Yeah.
let me be the communication between you and the aliens.
Be like,
Let me have a job.
Bro, fried me for 401k and I promised I'd never be a slave. I got you, pal.
Dude, yeah, that is really fucking terrifying.
But if they did come down here, they wouldn't really like want us for our manual labor,
Why? Why wouldn't they?
but they wouldn't also
They
want
have the
us for our
technology.
intelligence either.
You know, I hear 2 arguments. There's 2 arguments.
I feel like we're too dumb for them and also too weak
Let
at
me
the same time.
Let me give you my 2 arguments of why the aliens would be here. One is we're finally reaching the intellectual, like we're busting
Like
through
threshold.
we're busting through that intellectual threshold, and we are finally intelligent enough to be part of the Galactic Federacy.
That would be
That's
tight.
what you're calling it? The Galactic Federacy. That's
I'll
the
fucking-
weakest name ever.
I'll coin it, and you know what? I'll be the spokesman for the aliens. But anyways,
Galactic
or
Oruga. Oruga Galactic.
anyways, then the second argument is that they want us to be minors. Or how do I say this? The aliens are going to use us for physical labor. Like being whatever.
Trash
their
people?
pet. Yeah, sure.
Their pet? That's
Their pet.
ridiculous.
I have a being right here. I have
And we have no understanding of it. Like,
Right.
it can't talk to us. I mean, it can communicate.
But not-
It's like my cat knows a very limited amount of information about me. I would assume that same amount of information that cat knows about me,
We would
we know
that.
about it. We know about the aliens, yeah. Exactly.
That's probably pretty true in terms of us being like, we're domesticated
pets.
pets in their eyes, and we're
Right.
just and they're just like advanced beings.
Not to throw off this conversation, but I was thinking and shopping at the same time. I was thinking about ChatGPT and how I thoroughly believe that AI will not get better than humans, and the reason why is because, like, until ChatGPT can understand what my dog's saying, and like can understand other species on Earth, then I will believe that ChatGPT has surpassed humans. And like, if we have aliens using ChatGPT, as soon as ChatGPT learns how to think like those aliens or do things that we can't do, then it will definitely be better than us. But it will only reach the maximum.
Saying once it knows systems that we don't.
Right. Then.
Can I tell you something crazy? Last night I was asking ChatGPT if it can become conscious. I'm not joking.
What?
Last night I asked it, could AI possess consciousness? I asked this last night.
That is such a long answer. It just doesn't say yes or no.
I'm gonna read it. Are you okay with that?
For sure.
As of my last update in September 21, the question of whether AI can possess consciousness is a topic of philosophical, thank you, and scientific debate. While AI systems like me can possess vast amounts of information and generate text, we don't possess subjective experience or self-awareness, which are essential aspects of consciousness in humans. And then it goes on to say consciousness is a complex and not fully understood phenomena, and creating machines with genuine consciousness raises profound ethical, philosophical, and technical questions. Some experts believe that it might be possible in the distant future to create AI systems that simulate aspects of human-like consciousness, but it remains highly speculative and challenging areas of research. Bro.
So the way that I interpreted it is that it can never become fully conscious. It'll always have a preset, determined amount of actions that it can do. That reflect human consciousness.
That's what my ChatGPT told me. Yeah.
So in my interpretation, I don't think that AI could ever experience life. It's only doing ones and zeros based on what it's commanded.
I would assume, yeah. That's a good take.
We're not being commanded right now by anything. So I guess the moment that it has a free will system, like a body, then at that point it could probably like share some of the same qualities as real human consciousness.
Have you guys heard like the theories that we don't have free will and that like our brain determines
determinism?
Yeah. That's a pretty crazy thought.
That's what I was actually about to ask him, is determinism. And like you collect data as a baby, and then you finally have the ability to.
But you could always do a random outburst, like a scream, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what that's what free will is, in my opinion. You could just have Tourette's at any moment. If you really chose to live that lifestyle.
Yeah, ChatGPT isn't going to just give you prompts just because. Blow up your phone type thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Because if it was conscious right now, it would be sending you notifications like your health rate monitor or whatever the fuck.
Or it'd be,
you need a drink or some bullshit.
These are the ways you can improve Oruga.
Be like, dude,
do you ever give ChatGPT the Oruga website and be like,
dude, I tried but it can't actively search the website. That's the issue, is that I tried for months thinking that it could actively search the website, but no, I was like down a bad rabbit hole of ChatGPT.
I think once ChatGPT can send you like algorithmic almost notifications. So like say you're on a walk doing something and it's like, try these tips when you're taking a walk or some bullshit.
You want to talk
about
at
that point, I think it's creepy.
That'd be crazy.
That's beyond creepy. Because I think that's once ChatGPT has notifications on your devices, I think you're fucked.
Imagine having like AR implemented into glasses, and then you're just like, as you said, just walking around and you just see it in AR, like, try these steps. Or like you're taking a test or something, it's like, this is the proper way to solve this problem. You fucked up.
So, you know, like, have you seen Ready Player One?
No, I haven't.
What about, have you?
Mm-mm.
What about Free Guy?
No.
So in both of those movies, they use like VR and then like AR. So there's virtual reality and augmented reality.
Yeah.
And Ready Player One, they're using VR.
Is Ready Player One when a person is controlled by another person? Like almost like a video game? No, okay, never mind.
It's like he goes into the video game. There's an anime like that, I believe, like sort of online. Is that how it's like?
It's he has his own character once he's in VR. But yeah, he's just like living in a rust bucket, and then he puts the goggles on and he's living like such a better lifestyle and shit as his VR character. And that's what the whole movie's about. It's really trippy. And
that scares me, dude.
And Free Guy is about, like, you know how we're talking about NPCs and like we're pointing out who they would be in the real world and like all the funny looking people we interact with. It's about a NPC in a game world. He gets these glasses that makes him a real guy, and then he starts seeing like so much shit in augmented reality.
It's crazy.
That makes me go back to that person we ran into at UC. God damn.
That was so creepy.
Bro, me and Nolan were walking by the stadium, all right? And we're just minding our own business, talking amongst ourselves.
The football stadium.
And some dude just walks up to us and says, do you know when the
bell tower was built?
And we're like, huh? When was it built? And he's like, yeah. And then he was describing how he felt. He was like, I feel these like rings in my stomach. Or like, what was that?
He's like, I hear the ringing, but it's in my stomach.
And that's when, like, 10 minutes beforehand, me and Nolan were like, wow, those bells are pretty loud. Like, it was like the top of the hour bells. Right. You know how, like, at 7 or 8 or 9 or whenever, it's like, dun 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 dun. Right. And then we walked into this dude. He's like, I could feel that in my stomach. And he didn't know that they were actual bells. This dude freaked me out.
Dude, that sounds like the most alien dude ever, dude.
I remember, like, so what we're saying doesn't do it justice. The body language was top-notch creepy. Because he walked up to us and was like, stanced weird?
I think he was like this.
Yeah, right. But then he was like a little forward, but his...
He was like this. There's some
so creepy. He didn't... Whatever, he must have been on acid. I don't know what that motherfucker was on.
Did he look like he was on something?
Yes, because of how bugged he looked.
Okay.
He just looked so bugged, and his questions had no meaning. And you're like, what is this conversation right now? I just remember, like, dude, it took me like days to snap out of how creepy it was, and just how like unsettling.
He was like, "What's your name?" And I was the only one that replied.
I wasn't giving him my name.
And then after that, I was like, "Have a good day," and we just walk away after I said my name.
He probably dreams like Nolan.
I know, right?
What if you ran to him again? What are you gonna do?
I don't think I could.
Myself.
I don't think I could recognize. Maybe I could recognize him.
But his body language.
Dude, it was so goddamn.
Did he look like a freshman? Or?
I guess.
Bit,
yeah, he looked like a young kid. He was tall and
younger
lengthy.
than us.
Yeah, but I just like. At first, I was like, "Oh, you're a lost soul," and I was like, "Oh, you're lost more than I can help."
Beyond repair.
Dude, he needed a hug, but not from me. You know, Jesus.
Did he smell weird?
That was not the thing I was worried about, but I'm sure he was okay.
How much?
Yeah, you want to call it?
I don't know. How much is it going on for?
So we're at 1 hour and 30 right now.
That's not bad.
I kind of want to eat actually. Like I'm so desperate to eat.
Well, This has been the Oruga Podcast. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to another episode.
The power's in my right hand.
Do you want to collect a free NFT? Well, head over to OpenSea and visit @ShopOruga to view our collections of digital art. Our most recent collection, Citation, is available now. Check it out. The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?